sir.
Hey, how are you, Marco? Yeah.
Hi.
Hey, at the panel, you said something I thought was really fascinating. Someone asked you if you had, I think the moderator, had seen the other Fantastic Four movies, and you said no. Was that deliberately?
No, I just I don't see that many movies. And they weren't particularly movies I was that interested in seeing.
Yeah.
But and then when I got hired to do this, I thought, well, maybe it's better not to see, because so maybe now I'll go see them.
How do you? I mean, how did you form an idea of, say, a theme for Reed Richards, or is there a theme for Reed Richards or Sue Storm, or
Yeah, the most important thing in this movie was having a cohesion, because there are 4 distinct characters, actually 5, and making it. You have to be sucked into the story of all of them, and if I had different themes for everybody, I think it would have pulled it apart. So it was a question of introducing different elements to the characters that when they come together, it becomes one theme. It's not 4 themes.
And I guess the theme is family then in that case? So maybe...
Yeah, it's sort of like, they're kids. There's a spirit of innocence and scientific curiosity that develops, and that was what I tried to achieve with Philip.
You did Snowpiercer, which is one of the best films I've ever seen. Like, what was the process for that about? Like, how did that come together?
I mean, director Bong is an incredible director. I started early on that. He sent me the script. It was a very collaborative relationship. Before he started shooting, he showed me the storyboards. I sent him some music that of previous things that I had done that I thought were sort of the right vibe for, and he gave me his feedback. Before they started shooting, they needed music for, there's a whole sequence in the schoolroom car where the teacher is singing and the kids are singing. So he needed that before they shot. So I wrote that, I had my kids sing it. And then from there, to me, the nature of this train perpetual engine suggested something in music, a perpetual running musical engine. So that was the first thing that I came up with. And even though each scene is completely different, the cars are different, that there's, again, something that unifies them.
Getting back to the Fantastic Four,
Yeah.
when someone hears your music after it's released, what do you want them to come away with?
Just that they get a sense of the film, the wonderment in the film. That these kids are exploring a new planet, new world. And hopefully they'll, without even seeing the movie, they'll feel that.
So right now you have 2 upcoming projects that are basically rebooted the franchise. Now you just said you didn't watch the first Fantastic Four. Now for Hitman, it's the same thing. Didn't see it. What is it like to come in and are you just going in fresh and not worrying about whatever happened before and just dive into it and make it your own? Or I know sometimes people kind of listen to what was before, kind of try to see, try to be familiar. Or...
Before, I didn't know that Hitman was a video game even. So 2 days before we were scoring with the orchestra, the picture editor said, by the way, you should, one thing that we like is this, he showed me a trailer or maybe something from the video game. And so I got a sense of the music that goes with the video game. Like, oh, okay, it's a little different from what I did, but what I react to is the the visuals that I'm given and the story that I'm given, and it's, I'm not basing it on like I'm not trying to have a preconceived notion about what it should be, because if I have that and the movie is something else, they might not be exactly together. I think the most important thing is that the music supports the tone of the film itself, and sometimes the film isn't always like the previous film or like the video game or whatever.